Good day. It's still your girl olamnaturalworld, and we're still on the series Sex and Marriage. I'm glad that you're watching this. Today we are going to be answering some questions that some viewers have sent concerning sex within marriage. And our first question for today is, how deep is a vagina supposed to be? You know, we've had so many people give themselves headache about my vagina is not tight enough, my vagina is too loose and all that. Now I want us to understand today that a vagina is elastic in nature, and for the deepness we have different inches. For some women it's between 3 to 4 inches, and there are some that their vagina is as deep as 6 to 7 inches. But no matter the length of a vagina, you know, it has been made in a way that it can expand, and that's why you'll be amazed. You look at that small hole. You know, sometimes you need to take a mirror, put it under and look at your vagina. Look at that small hole and you wonder, how do a baby come out of this place? So the vagina is made to expand and to contract, and that's why if you are having sex with just your spouse, most time you have a regular vagina size, like it's the same penis size that enters your vagina, then you won't need to do a lot of worrying about it getting too big. But when you have different sizes of penis entering your vagina, then it might expand to a particular size of penis, and then you might have issues. So now it's a good thing to tighten it probably after childbirth. Good, you can do Kegel exercise to do that, but then there's no specific length for how deep a vagina, because that's the question majorly. How deep is a vagina supposed to be? So there's no specific length on how deep it's supposed to be. I hope I've been able to answer that question. All right, so the second question here says, does size really matter? Does size really matter? Now I wouldn't know if this is about the size of the vagina or the size of the penis. So I'm going to answer both, because we already answered that of the size of the vagina in the vaginal length. So let me focus more on the penis. Penis size doesn't really matter, because I've had a lot of men, I want to grow, I want to get bigger, I want to get bigger. In fact, someone contacted me, already had 8 inches, and he said he wanted to grow his penis for as long as 13 inches. Like, it's a goal for him. I'm like, well, now size doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter how small a man's penis is. People have asked me what's the regular size. Most men are usually between 5 to 6 inches. Now, whatever the size of a penis is doesn't actually really matter. It's how well that penis can be used. And you know the problem, when a man has a very long or big penis, he tends to ignore the other activities and other extra efforts that could make sex interesting. He relies majorly on his big penis, and that doesn't mean because he has a big penis he will satisfy his wife. No. So a man that has small penis is thinking of more ways to get creative, and most times they are even better in bed than the man with a big penis. So size doesn't really matter. What matters is knowing the sex style that is best for the kind of penis size you have. So for every penis size there is a sex style that is just perfect, and not just one, various styles that are perfect for that size. So size doesn't really matter. In fact, sometimes the penis can be too long that it wouldn't even all going into a lady's vagina. So this person is asking, why do I find sex painful? You know, I said it, this could be caused by different things. Painful sex could be caused by a penis being too big for the vagina. Painful sex could be caused by lack of enough foreplay before penetration. So when the woman is not wet enough, penetrating could be painful. Painful sex could be caused by underlying diseases. Sometimes it could be fibroid, sometimes it could be bacterial infection in the vagina, sometimes it could be caused by involuntary spasm of the vaginal muscle. Sometimes when you have painful sex, you might need to inspect your vaginal discharge, the color and the odor. If it's something unusual, then it's advisable you visit your doctor, especially if the painful sex is not something you've been having from the beginning, like it just suddenly started being painful, then sometimes you need to visit the doctor so that every underlying cause can be checked. You understand? All right. So our first question says, how do I tell my spouse that I don't enjoy sex? How do I tell my spouse that I don't enjoy sex? Okay, you did a good job today, but I feel if you ride me this angle, if you try this style, I think I feel it more. Okay, when we have sex, I want you to touch me more. Okay, like, can we try this new style? Like, I don't really feel fulfilled. Like, you achieve orgasm on time and I'm just left hanging. Okay, can we involve more in romance? Can you use your finger on my clitoris for a while before you penetrate? Can you suck my nipples more for a longer period? Can you press my buttocks? Or okay, even while he's having sex, you can direct his hand. Now I'm talking from the part of the man to the woman. Now you can direct his hand, squeeze my bum bum while he's having sex. Tell him what to do. Don't just lie there and expect him to know what you want. Tell him what to do. Squeeze my bum bum and okay, you can direct his hand to your breasts, press me and now from the man to the woman, you can tell her, I like to hear you moan when I fuck you. I want to hear you give me different sound. I want you to let me know that you're feeling me deep, or I want you to rub your hands over my body when I fuck you. I want you to talk dirty to me. I keep saying these things about communication. Your spouse wouldn't know you're dissatisfied if you don't talk, so it's better talk. So there's a way to talk, and that's the examples I've just given. So let your spouse know that fine, but we can get better. This can be better. And before you think of we can get better, also think of why you're not enjoying it. Is it something from your end? Is it something from his end? After you've established that, that's when you can now make suggestion. If it's from your end, then you think of, okay, what do I want to do? If it's from his end, then you think of, what do I want him or her to do? And so when you're talking to your spouse, you're already giving the solutions that you have thought of. Don't just tell your spouse, I don't enjoy sex, I don't feel satisfied, and then you expect them to go and look for the solution. You that don't feel satisfied, you know what you want. You know the expectation that is not being met. So let your spouse know that's your fantasy or expectation that is not met, so that they know what to work on. I hope that's clear. Okay. And sometimes I need to mention, sometimes sexual dissatisfaction is based on past experience, so sometimes you might need to erase your past experience from your mind. All right, our next question here says, I've been married for over a decade and never experienced orgasm. If I discuss that with my husband now, won't he be thinking that I'm promiscuous? Okay. All right. Well, some things need to be discussed any which way. And the fact that you're discussing it with your husband now, it's just as a result of you just being self-aware that, oh, there is more to sex. Like, I can achieve orgasm too as a woman. Like, I don't just have to take it in and not feel any pleasure. So the fact that you're just discovering yourself does not go to say that anything is wrong. So discuss with your husband, but before you do, explore yourself. There's no harm in finding out how you would achieve orgasm yourself. Like, explore your clitoris, look at what makes it tick. Sometimes you might make use of sex toys. Look at how fast you want to go, you want a penis to go, or how slow, or how long does it take you to achieve clitoris. What's the you can experiment with your body, with yourself, and when you've gotten that result, then you can direct your husband. So when he's having sex with you and you already tried with a sex toy, probably you already tried and you saw that, okay, it's when you have the penis going in very fast that you're able to achieve clitoris. So you can tell your husband, go faster, ride me faster. And when you find that it's okay, maybe going slower for a period of time, you can tell your husband, go slower. When you find that, okay, fine, it takes you a particular length of time, you can intentionally help your husband. When he's having sex with you, you can help him pull out his penis, distract him with romance and all that, pull back the penis. That will make him last longer. when you pull out your vagina from the penis and then you do other things, distracting from the sex, kiss, romance, take back the penis into your vagina, you distract them so that the sex can last a bit longer, so that you can achieve your orgasm. You can also direct him, touch this part of my body, do this thing. So when you have discovered yourself, that's the thing about it. Discover yourself first. Don't just leave the assignment for your spouse. Discover yourself, experiment with yourself, then you'll be able to tell your spouse the specific thing you want. So it's not just about telling your husband, I don't achieve orgasm. Tell him, this is what you can do to me to make me achieve orgasm. All right. Okay. My wife, my number 6 question here says, my wife does nothing during sex. I do all the work. Well, you won't blame her. It's Nigerians' fault. Well, actually, we grew up in this kind of environment where you hardly have parents teach people about sex, teach children about sex, and you are left to marry and left to decide and decode whatever sex is. Most things people learn about sex is probably from friends. My friend said, and so probably that's what she learned. She don't know better, and that's why your husband teach her. So tell her what you want her to do. Babe, I don't like the way you just lie down like a log of wood. Don't say that. All right, so you can tell her, when we're having sex, I want you to raise your leg around me. I want you to shoot your buttocks back. I want you to moan. I want you to rub your hand. Yeah, just tell her what you want her to do. When you tell her something consistently, like you tell her, I like it when you do this way. When you shoot your buttocks up. When you tell her you like it, she would tend to do it more. Okay, so when somebody's not doing what you want, don't just close your mind and feel this person is not getting it. Tell the person what you want. Tell the person the expectation you have. She can't read your mind. All right, so we'll continue on this series in the part 2 of this video. And if you still have questions we are yet to answer, you can send in your question. Remember to subscribe, remember to like, remember to share, and remember to drop your comments. Thank you for watching. Remember, this is strictly for the